I'm back like I stole something, man. If I stole something, why would I be back? You know what I'm saying? I'm back like that, so.
Okay. So, like, what exactly have you been, doing since the last time you came on?
Oh, man. What have I been doing? That could be a long answer, but, to get right down to the bottom of it, writing.
Okay.
I've been writing like a madman, and working on my single, Roller Coaster, right? So, Roller Coaster is number 1 on my list right now. Right. That's why I'm in the building right now. We're promoting Roller Coaster, of course.
Yeah.
So all my hard work, blood, sweat, tears, all that's just been Roller Coaster right now. And then second after Roller Coaster, the writing.
Okay. And
then that's where, Neverest comes in.
Yeah.
And I'm also working with Ish at the moment, who has the number 1 record, Rolling.
Right.
So us 3 are in the studio Thursday.
Okay.
And that could be a possible second
Is that
smash.
A collaboration between all 3 of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I should say all 5, 10, or 15 of you.
Yeah. So it'll be one of those like Canadian CHR records.
Okay.
Right. Like so we're going straight for a top 40 sound on that one. So, but it'll be my single featuring them. Okay. So I'm excited about that, and yeah, that's what's up.
That's what's up, for sure, man. In terms of your writing, how has that changed since, you started out, doing worldwide up to this point in time? How has that changed for you?
Tremendously. From where I was when I did worldwide, that was more, I probably consider myself more of a rapper back then.
Right.
Where I kind of found myself and went through experiences and went places, done things that allow me to, open up my mind and really write something, coordinate a record, construct it, produce it, put the melodies and harmonies together, really learn how to put together a record that you could possibly sell or put yourself on the charts, right?
Okay. Now, have you got in terms of your mentors, in writing, what kind of instructions or what kind of advice has been given to you over the time when you've been doing this?
Truthfully, the best advice I can give and the best advice that's been given to me, I read on Twitter from Frank Ocean. Okay. And it was keep writing.
Keep writing. Okay.
And when I read that, it meant a lot to me in a weird way. But when I say that to other writers, or I tweet it or talk to somebody about it, or just keep writing, it makes a lot of sense, right? The only way is practice. Practice that ball, you practice that hockey.
Practice?
You get better. Practice. You know what I'm saying? So you practice at it. You work every day. You're in the studio. You're practicing every single day for that hit record that will come out hopefully.
Right. How do you know? Of course, writing Roller Coaster. Did you feel that from the time you wrote it was going to be a hit?
Yeah.
What was that? Give you that feeling.
Man, I knew it was a hit, but I didn't know it would come to this. And when I say this, I'm talking me being independent, and we're $60,000 deep now in the Roller Coaster. Right. And I'm saying that we got the full grant for Much Music. Okay. We shot a $53,000 video. All right. I've personally put 10 grand into the record, and I'm talking radio trackers. Right. I'm talking your marketing. I'm talking your photography. I'm talking your iTunes. There's a million things behind it that I wanted to do to make it look like it was a label release. Okay. Right. So I've had the help from Vic Park Productions, which is Mike Kiofos, Levi. That's Neverest production. Okay. So they handle all of Neverest stuff. So they kind of guided me, and plus Drew. Right. So I have all these people who are doing it, and these guys have had top 10 hits in the country. Right. And Rewind right now will go number 1. Right. Remember I said that. Rewind will go number 1. Roller Coaster will go number 1. But yeah, man. So that's what we're at.
Okay. Now, working with Neverest, then, how did that all come about?
Well, I was a fan of Neverest. Okay. Before I reached out to them. Right. And then once I figured out my writing, I was like, man, let me reach out to one of these guys and just see if one of them answer.
Was that after the About Us song? Because I know they started.
It was after About Us. This was after About Us.
Okay.
So they had their 2 singles, Everything, and About Us. Right. And they both went gold. Okay. So they're not easy people to get a hold of, right? So when I reached out to Paul Loduca, who is the bass player of the group. Okay. A good friend of mine now, and he messaged me back right away, very professional, and he introduced me to Mike Kiofos via email. Okay. His manager, production. And from there, I just told him, what I've written, listen to this, blah, 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 blah. He listened to it, messaged me back. So we're actually looking for urban writer. They called me in. Instantly when they called me in, they were like, stop, Niles, blah, they hugged me, this and that. It was dope. It was dope. It was a good feeling that, a lot of artists should experience with these kinds of guys. But I went in there. They already had the record completely finished.
Okay.
And it was called Candyman.
Candyman.
At the time.
Okay.
It was called Candyman at the time.
I don't think it would.
So I had to come in and handle shit.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I had to put down the touch to it.
Yeah. So they called it Candyman, and they were like, "Don't listen to it." I didn't get to hear none of the Speed, the lead vocalist. He dropped the whole record, sang it all. They didn't let me hear anything.
So you never heard it at that point?
Nothing. So he was like, we need a hook. We need a big chorus for this song.
Right.
The second I heard it, I was like, man, I came up with this melody in my head real quick. I was like, get me in the booth and put me in there. So I sang the chorus. Okay. And they freaked out. This is it. Like instantly. So for me, that was probably the moment in my career when I was like, wow.
That's really a highlight.
Like a huge, probably my biggest one to date.
So far. Right.
Yeah, because it was that moment when I realized, I could work with these people. Right. Not anyone could work, but I put in a lot of years now in hard work where I'm like, man, you know what? It's not simple, but reaching out to someone like that and him hitting you back and getting in the studio with them and him being like, this is it. They erased their song, put mine in place. Okay. And now they released it to radio. Right. And the video just came out on Much Music as well. Yeah. So, and it's selling like crazy on iTunes, so I'm really happy.
That is a good video too. So,
the video's crazy. Shouts to RT.
RT
he shot that.
Oh, okay.
RT, you're shooting my next video, dude.
If you're listening, Cornell's got you on there, for sure. Now, of course, let's talk about Roller Coaster for a second with Drew. I mean, what was the whole concept of this song, and how did this collaboration come about?
Man, we, again, I actually went in the studio to work with Mike for Nevers. Okay. And before I was leaving, at 2 a.m., he was like, Corey, listen to this beat. And it only had about 8 bars in. It was just the first chaka of the beat. And when I heard that, I was like, man. And then he started putting these synths behind it. Okay. And it turned into and I swear to God, it was no more than 8 bars. It just went, stopped. And I was like, man, we gotta finish this. But he wanted that for Nevers. Okay. He made that production for Nevers. And then I put this melody behind it. Right. And that was that whole, girl, I'm on a roller coaster, can you bring me down? He was like, what the hell is that? That's a different sound. Right. You don't sound like nobody. Right. That's a different sound. Go drop that. We dropped it. I recorded the whole thing. Came up with the hook. Okay. And it just made so much sense. The concept behind it was just this girl has you on a roller coaster ride. Right. Girl or guy, whatever it is, if you're the listener. Yeah. But your emotions are up, your emotions are down. She's bad, so that's why you're doing it. Yeah. you fall for it, right? Yeah. So she's got you on a roller coaster ride. So I think the concept is there. The concept gets across to the listeners. It was well put together. And then we had Levi as well, another co-writer on that record from Big Park Productions, and Drew. Okay. Right. So those two actually came up with the bridge and whatnot, and a few other melodies in the song. So, I mean, we all played a big part in Roller Coaster. Okay. And then we were going to make it a Drew track. Ah. We were thinking, Universal and whoever was like. And then, Drew has 1 million hits. Right. So, I mean, they just felt that this could be my first big single. Okay. Right, so Drew put, not on the back burner, Drew was like, it's best if you take this as your single. Right. You wrote the record, it's a big record. Roller Coaster is huge. If I'm going to release it, you release it. Okay. Right. So I mean, there was no going back and forth about it. I was like, cool, and then that's where the whole business side came in. Right. So it's like, by the way, now you got to pay this for the production. You got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Oh wow. Right. So a lot of artists get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. There's no cheap way around it. Mm-hmm. That's not the way to do it. You can't just make a record and release it on Facebook. Right. And think it's gonna pop. If you really, really play this game and you do things accordingly and you have hit records, it makes sense.
Definitely.
Right. So.
Back with the man Corey Niles in the building,
Yeah.
sending us on a roller coaster ride. Promote yourself a little bit, let the people know what's good.
Man, you know, I've been in here. It's Corey Niles. You can follow me at CoreyNiles.com, singer-songwriter.
All right.
Hit right behind Never's new single, Rewind.
Rewind.
Hit right behind the hit single, Roller Coaster. Let's get it on, man.
Let's go.
That's why I'm here.
All right, most definitely, most definitely. Now, shout out to everybody who's tuned in. Of course, some people are asking a couple of questions on Twitter. We did talk briefly about it, but Lisa B is asking, what single moment do you feel has defined your career this far?
Man, kind of back to that question. Yeah, I mean, like I said, what's defined or what's been the highlight of my career, you know, what really made me decide this was it was, yeah, being in there with Neverest and having the opportunity as an independent artist to work with somebody like that and really get my foot in the door, you know. Now I could do a few things on myself, you know. I had Drew on my side, I got Neverest on my side, you know, working with the boy Ish right now on my side, right? So a lot of good things are happening right now, so I'm grateful and I'm thankful for that.
Okay. Got another question from Marta on Twitter. She says, if there's one artist that you've not worked with that you would like to work with, who would that be, dead or alive?
I mean, of course I would love to work with Michael Jackson, hands down. I want to work with Jay-Z. I definitely want to work with Justin Timberlake. You know, I want to work with Frank Ocean as a writer. I always relate to his music.
Right.
You know, part of my language for this, you know, gay or not, whatever his, you know, whatever everyone's talking about Frank Ocean being gay right now, I don't care. You know, he's a writer.
It's the talent that counts. He's
talented, mad talented. So I want to work with somebody like that. I would love to work with Alicia Keys.
Okay.
You know, I want to get in the studio with Boy Wonder.
All right.
I need some production, you know. So I want to make that happen.
Yeah.
I would love to work with someone like Nickelback.
Right.
I want to write for people like that. I'm trying to get my words, you know. I love working with all these different genres and artists because it gives me a chance to express my story through all these different genres. Right. So having other artists sing my words or what I'm feeling, my emotion, just my writing period is everything right now. So.
Okay. Now, as a writer, do you find yourself writing like through specific topics, or do you just try and vary it as much as you can, or do you see yourself, you know, more geared to certain topics at times?
I mean, I'm always geared towards women. Right. They're the first immediate listeners, but as far as hearing production, I mean, I make records for everybody in all kinds of situations. So, like I said, whether it's a real life situation or just something that I think people could relate to, even if they don't relate to it, I know there's someone out there who should be able to relate to it. Then I get the record done that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you know, when you write your own songs, some people say, did you really go through that experience? Was that, you know, second-hand experience? Like, how do you differentiate between that, you know?
If everyone wants to know, I mean, like I said, they got to follow me to find out more. But it's no, everything I write about, majority of it is true. Whether it's me or not. But like I said, it's just, I've gone through so much in my life already. You know, so thankful for basketball, like I said earlier, that it's put me through a lot. Dealing with agents, being away from home, making money, doing things that had to be done. So it's helped a lot with my music, and it's a circle, but it's dope. I'm getting out of it, my foot's in the door, and I'm starting to work with these artists that have really made a mark here in Canada.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Now, let's talk about the video once again, though. You know, Factor Grant, getting that. I mean, a lot of people know that it's out there, but to get it is a very difficult thing to do. So, I mean, for you, what were some of the steps that you had to go through in order to actually be able to get it?
Well, I only applied for Much Fact once. And for us, like I said, Drew's on the record, so that really, really boosted my chances of that. So, not to mention that there was a hit record to go behind it, whether it was just me or me and Drew. But the fact that Drew's name is on it and he's there on the record,
that boosted.
It's out the door, So, we reached out to Daniel Rosenberg, who shot Drew's Love Collision, and they put together a dope treatment. We got the treatment, and it was, there's zombies and the camera's doing 360 and just a whole bunch of crazy weird stuff that, like, almost like Kanye's, was it Mercy, I believe? You know, the camera was going left to right.
Yeah, I think it was.
And 2 Chainz and all those guys were in that Big Sean. Well, this camera does a 360, and it doesn't stop. Doesn't stop.
For the whole song.
It's the whole song. It doesn't stop.
Okay.
But as it comes back around, there's stuff happening.
Right.
One scene, there's this, but it's crazy. My guts are coming out. There's girls kicking the shit out of me and Drew. I mean, beating us.
Okay.
My face is all bloody. It's just a mess. It's disgusting. It's gory. It's a horror movie. What's wrong with these people, dude? but yeah, we got the full $25,000 for Much Music.
Okay.
And like I said, as an independent artist, it's like 1 million. 1 out of 1 million people get it.
Right.
So Mike and those guys from Big Park Productions really stressed to me how important it was to understand that I got this grant.
Yeah. Right.
So we really need to make something happen with this. But the video's coming out. It should be coming out soon. We're going through a few things are happening right now with the video.
Like in the editing phase right now?
It's been the editing phase for not too long, but it's at the point where we're ready to release it.
Okay.
We're ready to give it to Much Music, but it does need a little bit more tweaking, and a little bit more of my okay, and then we're ready to go with it. I'm behind all my stuff. That's why I said a little bit of my okay, because I want to be a part of what this editing looks like. I want to be behind that camera to see how I look. A lot of directors don't like you to do that. I want to be a part of what I do.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, in terms of promoting your single, going from station to station, I mean, for the aspect of getting it on air, what are some of the things you have to go through, or what are some of the things you went through in terms of getting that done?
Yeah, as far as getting on air, like I said, we felt like this was a hit record. And I say hit record is in CHR, radio. Okay. Top 40. That's what we're going for, right? So, it's, I've had to go through a lot. I could sit here and get angry. I can sit here and get pissed off all day long about how it's killed my pockets. Like I say, I'm independent. You're looking at radio trackers. So you have a hit record now, okay? Yeah. You guys call it a hit record. You want to go to CHR. What do you do with it now? Now you got to find someone who's willing to work the record. There's only like 3 people in this country who are known to actually work a record. All the record labels got a hold of those people. Okay. I found, actually they messaged me back and said they felt like it was a hit record as well. They couldn't take it on at the moment, but this person can. Okay. So we sent to that person, and she's worked, Carl Wolf Records, Cardinal Records, a few Nelly Records, Nelly Furtado. So we went with her, and they're calling stations every week. They're working the record, so you're paying them a few $1,000s a month, right? You're digging in your pocket. You're not eating for a little bit. You're a struggling artist, but you're doing what you got to do. This is your one chance. You can't let it go. I figured that. So whatever. I'm going in my pockets. I'm doing what I got to do. We're getting it done. Like I said, blood, sweat, tears, fist fights, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? But it's all gone into the record. And the record speaks for itself now. So the record's out there. I'm going station to station trying to promote it, But like I said, we're going back to the radio tracker. So you're getting your radio tracker, but now the radio could not believe in your song, right? So, but that's why I'm trying to make these radio rounds now to say, you know what? You guys should believe in it because I'm your friend. I'm here. And I'm going to play this acoustically. So let's jam out and have some fun with this. You feel me? So when I come back next time with my single and I don't have Drew and I do come by myself, I want a relationship with these people. I want to be able to get on the radio, not selfishly saying take everything, when I know it's the right time. But I want that relationship with radio. So radio, let's go. CHR, roller coaster. Let's love each other, man.
There you go. There you go. I got another question here from Twitter. Brittany Bell, she asks, what are your aspirations and what messages do you want your music to send?
I want my messages just to be real. I want to send to everybody just feelings, emotions. That's really what I try and get across in my records, or whether I'm being an ignorant jackass in the rap song, just getting all crazy and whatever, right? There's listeners for everything, so it's not, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily trying to get out a certain thing, but I just hope that listeners do listen. When listeners listen, they pass on your music. When people like you. So I just try to stay humble and get my point across to people and hope they spread the word too.
All right. Alright, that's what it is. We're just gonna go on a little break, but just promote yourself one more time, let the people know what's going on.
Yeah, again, it's your boy Corey Niles. I need you all to go to www.com. www.com. Hey! CoreyNiles.com. Let's get it. Instagram, it's all on there. You guys can follow me, man. But it's Roller Coaster featuring Drew by Vic Park Productions.
Okay.
Go!
Yes, Royalty Radio, www.royaltyradio.ca, www.cfreradio.com, 905-828-3447. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. Mr. Young, I see you doing the thing. John River, of course, he's there. He was there, he just disappeared. But of course, now at the moment, Mr. Niles himself, promote yourself again.
What's up, man? It's your boy Corey Niles. You know, singer-songwriter. I'm here to promote Roller Coaster. We're having fun with it. Going Canadian-wide.
Alright.
Hit single. Rewind. Shout out to Nevers, man. I love y'all. I love those guys, man. Those guys are my brothers, dude. Those guys and Drew made it happen for me, man. So I love talking about them. So
you have to.
I'm always talking about these guys,
you,
man.
right?
You ain't gonna get sick of this.
Now, of course, for the singles out there, which area of Canada is really vibing to it the most?
You know what? Ottawa's showing me mad love right now. It's got added to a whole bunch of stations there.
All right.
Shout out to Winnipeg.
Okay.
It's going crazy out there. Like it's going. Apparently, I get the CHR report every Friday from them, right?
Okay.
So they let me know what stations are playing and how many spins they get.
Right.
New Brunswick added it. Stations out there.
Nice.
A few stations in Toronto so far.
Right.
Radio's hard.
It is.
People don't get it twisted. Radio is so hard to get on, right? So, like I said, which is why we do these radio runs. So this is why I'm doing it. And to let radio know, I'm setting up right now an acoustic version of Roller Coaster.
Okay.
Right, so it's in the works right now, and I will be going around with the team.
Okay.
Hopefully with Drew as well.
Right.
As long as he's not, going on his tour and doing his thing.
Right.
If we have him available, then he's going to come as well. But we're going to every single station, and we're going to do Roller Coaster acoustically.
Okay.
We're talking guitar, those little brown drum things, a keyboardist. So, and we're going to totally switch it up. It's not going to sound like Roller Coaster. It's going to be a totally different vibe.
I think it'll be a more intimate experience.
And it'll be exclusively for radio staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about, going to college? You were around at university campus and everything like that, but going to colleges, promoting it that way.
That's dope. That's so dope, man. Because there's people walking by outside and looking through and whatnot. There's a lot of listeners, and I went to college. I'm a college boy.
Of course.
Right? So, and people who don't go to college, everybody wants to go to college. So college is just a huge part of your life. So everybody around here and everything is just dope. So, college radio, that's it. I can swear on this shit. I can do whatever I want, right? So I can be me.
Listener discretion is advised.
That's Corey for you, right? That's Corey for you. You never know what you're gonna get when I come to these stations, man.
Right.
So, but I'll keep it PG. But that's college for you, right? I love college, and you can be wild and crazy. And these guys support my music too. A lot of my listeners are college students, right? So. Is what it is. College, baby, all the way. Go to school.
That higher education.
Yeah.
All right. Now, last time you came through, you said 2011 is mine. Now it's 2013.
Yeah.
What's your slogan for this year? How's it been so far?
Man, 2013. It's a whole different perception in my head of that year being mine now. Because when I say I'm destroying who I am and what I did in 2011, if you ask me now. Right? My money talks differently as well. Right? So it's like, I'm out here working now. Before I was grinding, I'm actually working now, right? This is my job. So in 2013, I'm working.
All right.
I'm working. There's no sleep. I'm out here trying to get these records done. I'm writing for you guys. I'm doing everything I can to keep the music coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how are you managing to bring in those new fans? You have your fan base, but of course, for those who haven't heard of you, how do you manage to bring them in?
I try and bring them in with either the listeners I already have or through other artists, like I said, right? Like, I've gained fans off of writing for Nevers. I get some of their fans. I've gained Drew's fans, right? I've gained Dan with Webster's fans. I've gained Jordan Sparks' fans, right? It's not even gaining, it's you're working with these people and you're creating a relationship and you're not a team, you're a team, but it becomes like I said, it's work now.
And a working relationship.
Yeah, and that's what separated me from, just going to a whole bunch of different studios around the city, before paying $40 an hour to, drop a record and hopefully get listened to. Where now it's my job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're writing for, various artists and stuff like that, how do you approach these artists, especially for someone you've never written for before? How do you get there and say, you know what, I'd like to write for you. Here's a sample of my work. Like, how do you get involved in that?
I'm a social guy.
Right.
So, for me, it's just I believe in my work.
Okay.
And if I, feel this record is directed at someone, like whether I think it's a Drew record, or do I think it's an Ish record, or do I think it's a Neverest record, or do I think it's a Headley record? Right. How that's determined comes right away to me as well. Right, okay. So I automatically put who I wanted to go to in my head, and I start writing it for them. Whether I reach out to those people personally, I can't tell you guys how I reach out to them. Everyone's gonna be like, I'm out here working, man, so I'm not giving out my secrets, y'all. So stop trying to tweet and ask how I did it.
It's all about the connection.
Yeah, so it's connections, and just like I said, keeping your head on your shoulders and showing these people that you're working, but not just working. Creating those records that have possibilities and no boundaries.
Okay. Now, of course, music's out there. What kind of music are you currently listening to?
Man, who am I listening to right now? I'm killing Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Killing that new Jay-Z.
All right.
Shout out to the new Drake album.
Right.
Bananas.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to too many people right now because I'm focused on me.
All right.
As selfish as that sounds, because
you gotta focus on you, right?
I want the next guy to be like, man, I've been listening to Kendrick Lamar, and that new Corey Niles is stupid. Right. So yeah.
All right. Now, as the year winds out, how are you trying to end it?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to end it just honestly with a couple gold records.
Okay.
I'm trying to end it with some gold records, and I'm trying to get the second single out there for everybody.
Okay.
Once if I can get this second single out before the new year, then it's a topic of should it come out in the new year, right? So that's how I want to go in, vice versa, is with this second single. And before I even get ahead of myself, second single, I want this year to end with Roller Coaster being successful.
Okay.
Right? And when I say successful, even if it doesn't go gold, we gave it a run, right? As long as I feel good about myself, I say we did this, we went for a good run. And hey, the numbers are talking for themselves as well. And as long as I can keep building a fan base and have people like me, then I shouldn't have any worries about will I get there, because I know it will.
Okay.
It will.
All right.
A shout out to all my fans, everybody who is listening, everybody who's about to tell their friends. Shout out to my family, the whole team. Blu-ray, Brand New Music Entertainment, Drew, Effortless. My brother's Neverest. My brother, Brandon Niles. Brandon's doing his thing right now, producing.
Okay.
Right, so Brandon's going to play a big part in my career as well. So, yeah. Shout out to the whole family, man. I love what I'm doing right now, and I love you all.
All right. Just promote yourself one more time for the people, let them know.
CoreyNiles.com. We're out here promoting Roller Coaster right now. And I love you all so much, so I need you all to pay attention and listen. And listen, go get a copy on iTunes right now.
Okay.
Just type in Roller Coaster, Corey Niles, get that copy. Help us go gold.
Right.
This is CanCon, Canadian content.
Yeah.
Let's make it work. Right? Let's support each other. Hashtag that, Roller Coaster. Corey Niles, tweet me, whatever y'all want to do. I'm going to take up this radio time. Y'all feel me? It's your boy Corey Niles in town, in the building. CoreyNiles.com. You guys can all follow me there. Thank you so much for having me. Royalty Radio.